Hey guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Before I forget, we do have the new moon in Libra happening early, like 8:30 or 8:45 a.m. Here on the East Coast on Tuesday the 21st. Okay, the moon is already in Libra, so it's going to happen at the very latest degrees, like 28 degrees in some minutes. And then it will quickly move on. So you want to start preparing your intentions now. And for those of you that are in any of the memberships, whether it's the individual, like if you have the Gemini monthly membership or any of the zodiac memberships or the all access pass, you will get that new moon reading. So if you want that new moon reading and you are not in one of the memberships, the memberships are 11 a month, and the one-time purchase for an extended is $9.99. So it's like $1.12 more, but you get all the extendeds for the zodiac sign of your choice, all the way going back to the present and to the future, and you get the new moon collection, the full moon collection, and the monthly energy update extendeds. So I just thought I'd let you know now, because some people have been saying, hey, where did those go? I decided to make them something special for the members. Okay, so just wanted to get that out. I'm going to be pulling from, and it's a big new moon, actually. It's a powerful new moon. It is falling on the relationship axis, right? So the sun and the moon together in Libra, it's pretty powerful, especially for relationships, as I was saying. So what I'm going to do is pull from Tea Leaf Fortune. I'm pulling these, I'm spreading them out here. I'm not going to look because there are different colors, and sometimes as a visual person, I might select not to choose something, right? Because I see it's a different color and I know what that means. Does that make sense? Because I know what the different colors are. There we go. So for example, all the green ones are for astral house, like this is the astral house of wealth, and the purple ones are for the months of the year. So that's the only reason why I chose not to look while I was selecting cards. So I wouldn't select. Okay, I'm going to turn them all over, tell you what I see, what they are, and then I'm going to try to tell a story or stories. Barrel. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Well, love and money is Venus, okay? Venus is also now in Libra. So you got a lot of energy built up in Libra. You feel something is lacking in your life. Oh, I know with my lighting, it's kind of hard to see, right? I get the glare. The Whale, great worry over nothing. The Bowl, plenty of material things. And Beetle, good fortune. Okay, so the story kind of wrote itself in order. Maybe you feel like something's lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or even some goals. Whale says, that's great worry over nothing. You've got plenty of material things, right? And lots of good fortune coming your way. So I'll put these two, the Barrel and the Whale, over here. And I'll put the Bull and the Beetle together. Plenty of material things and good fortune. So, if you're worried more about, the material side of things, which is fine. No judgment, by the way. You're allowed. Like your creature comforts, or if there's something, that you feel like your bank account isn't built up enough, things like that. You're getting this message that says good fortune is yours, and there's plenty of material things available. So try to worry less about it. Don't make mountains out of molehills. But it's kind of a nice message, especially since we have all that energy built up in Venus, and Venus is the planet of love and money. So we're talking about love here, but money is certainly important. It's unfortunately a lot of times our only exchange rate. So I'm going to pull the spread. It's a past, present, future, sort of for your person, you, and the connection. Do keep in mind you can reverse the energies. That's very common. Overall energy here is the King of Pentacles. Nice masculine archetype of a life partner, someone you can depend upon, who shows up for you, who has your back, who, you know, is kind of doing well in their life, has the wherewithal to be mature and responsible in their own affairs, and that brings a sense of stability and support into your world. For your person, wow, 10 of Cups, Lovers, and Chariot for you. 6 of Swords, 2 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Look at this reading, guys. There it is. Okay. For the connection, 5 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. So I feel when I'm looking at the two of you separately, there's something really beautiful unfolding here. At least from your perspective, what you're bringing into it. When it comes to the connection is where we might get into that not feeling something, you know, feeling something is lacking and maybe worrying, unnecessarily. I'm not going to say over nothing because that wouldn't be fair. It's a general reading for the collective and you can all have different storylines. But definitely over something that may not be as bad as you think. So for your person in the past, we have the 10 of Cups, an energy of really feeling like this is more than I could have ever anticipated. The happiness, the bliss, the joy, that sense of emotional completion. And where are they now? Lovers, really choosing this connection, choosing the sacred soulmate, the beloved of their own free will. And where are they headed? Some breakthrough. I feel there's like a breakthrough coming. And that may be why you're sort of feeling like something isn't, happening the way you want it to, is because you may not be feeling that things are moving. And I'll address that in a moment. But what this person is building to is finding its roots in a lot of love. And then we're going to bust through. For you in the past, 6 of Swords. Definitely in that sort of nice flow, peace of mind, some balance of your thoughts, and, out of the troubled water energy that the 6 of Swords talks about, getting to calmer waters, especially in the connection, because here you are, all the energy goes to the center here, guys. And so that's like our vortex of energy, is all that energy being placed on the relationship, on the soulmates. And what is unfolding for you in the future? Ace of Pentacles. For some of you, that's a new beginning. For others of you, it's a big offer, perhaps coming in from your person. Like that's the breakthrough, is they make this gesture, but it's kind of grand. Can also speak to an up-leveling of the connection. And yet, in the relationship portion, in the past, 5 of Cups. So that's sort of looking back, right? Mistakes that have been made, regrets that we have. Yeah, a little bit of melancholy, but it's wistful. Like looking back with a little bit of, and it weighs on us. And where are you now? 7 of Pentacles. Waiting. Waiting. Look, you planted the seeds and you're looking down going, all right, what's happening? When's it going to happen? When things are growing, but maybe it's not what you're looking for, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like, the watched pot that never boils. It boils just as fast if you turn your back and walk away as it does if you stare at it. It's just that when you're looking at it, you are preoccupied with something that you're looking for, and it isn't happening fast enough. So you lose patience. So I'm feeling that one of you is more patient than the other. And I'm going to take a gander that you are the less patient one. And I don't mean that again. Please, don't shoot the messenger. I'm picking up what I'm laying down here, and what I'm seeing is combining with your tea leaf message that there's plenty of abundance here. There's lots of material energy, and yet there's a lot of love here, a lot of support, and something coming in that I feel like this person who's been sort of letting it evolve organically, which is not working for you, okay, it's going to be a big breakthrough, right? Because the King of Wands doesn't hesitate, really lays claim to what he wants. And I'm feeling like that energy and momentum is building. Do you notice I cannot get the ish-eating grin off my face? Because I'm feeling something so beautiful, and you're over here like, something's lacking. It's not moving, like nothing's happening. When's the water gonna boil? It just feels sweet to me because I see what's unfolding with your person. And yeah, you're about to have a breakthrough. So, great worry over nothing. Your bowl is full. Oops. And the beetle has your back with some good fortune. It's all good. It's hilarious. Okay. So now we have the storyline. And I'm not going to clarify everything. I'm going to clarify what I'm called to clarify. I will start with the King of Pentacles. 9 of Cups. 7 of Swords. Ace of Wands. Yeah, this person, I'm feeling this is it's the overall energy. I feel they have been a little bit avoidant. The 7 of Swords, can kind of be a little escapist. Sevens are good luck numerologically, so there's some inherent good fortune built into the 7 of Swords that we don't often pay attention to, because the minute we see it, we're like, oh, somebody's cheating. It doesn't, no. That's like not the whole kit and caboodle for the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords is oftentimes also about sort of traveling lightly, like editing, right? Things that feel really good to this person, feeling like, hey, I'm not going to rock the boat or ask for more or push an agenda. I'm going to enjoy what is working. And maybe there's a little avoidance. Maybe they've edited out too much of how they feel, because we're coming in with this very, grounded King of Pentacles. And sometimes that can be, it's Taurus, which is fine, but can be a little stubborn and, kind of like, well, if I feel the need to shift anything, I will. They're getting there. Okay. And underneath, this is what gets me, is in their unconscious awareness, the cards from the bottom of the deck are always about what you can't see. Whether it's happening within your unconscious awareness or your person or playing out behind the scenes, you can't see it yet. There's like a fire building, like there's an ember here. There's this sense of something that they're going to want to take action on, that they're already sensing internally. It's not a conscious thing. They're sensing internally that something like is starting to build. And they're getting a little inspired. Yeah. It's not there yet. Up till now, maybe they've been avoiding anything too passionate or too much display of something, right? They've been avoiding that because they like, things are good. Why spoil a good thing? But something underneath is heating up. Okay, so for this person, I want to look at the Lovers to the Chariot. Ten of Swords, Three of Wands, Chariot again. Wow, extra card on the Chariot, please. Little bit of surrender coming. I feel like this person has, and it makes sense now, all this happiness, all that they feel, all this sense of this could be my happily ever after. Right now, they're in that frame of choosing. This is a card of choice. It is Gemini energy. It is a card of choice. We have to choose the beloved, choose the sacred connection, the soul-based connection of our own free will. And it is a matter of sometimes coming home to self, to sit with that and choose it because it's what's best for ourself. In a good way, not in a selfish way. But I feel like this person is anticipating that in this choice, this is anticipation, in this choice, there's an end to a painful cycle. Something that might not even involve you. It could. We'll see as we go. And you do have the, moving to calmer waters card. And we do have the Five of Cups, some regrets, some mistakes, some maybe even despair from something in the past. So it could be between you. And now that I said all that, you're all nodding. Welcome to the party, Laura. But they're anticipating the end of that cycle. And that's why the Chariot is starting to move, is starting to pick up the pace, right? Much like this Ace of Wands. And I asked for an extra card, and I feel like the Hanged Man can be a temporary standstill, but it can also be a full surrender to something that has been holding us back. Okay, so you know that there are all kinds of interpretations of each card, and the Hanged Man doesn't always stay up on the post. He gets to come down. And it's not until he gets the enlightenment. And he's like, this makes so much sense. I must go now. I must move now. I must take action now. And so that's what I feel is happening, is there is this moment of choice occurring to this person rather consciously. And they're making that choice, and they're anticipating this is going to bring an end to something that's been really difficult, really painful. And then they start to pick up momentum, and they may need to really just surrender to it and just go full bore. Big breakthrough. For you, I'm looking at the Six of Swords to the Two of Cups. And of course, it can be flipped around. Yes. Knight of Wands, Six of Pentacles, the World. And give me a card on the Ace of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Okay. Give me an extra card on the Two of Cups, please. I'm going to make something. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So this is something that in the past, I'm feeling what you've been able to move beyond is some kind of like in and out energy. Maybe this person lacked that, stability, that stick-to-itiveness, that show up and stay a while kind of a thing. Because I'm sensing that's what you moved beyond. Not away from necessarily, but just that some kind of understanding was reached about the equal give and take that's needed to make a relationship work. Full stop. Right? This is reciprocity, generosity. And even though the Knight of Wands is really sort of got this infectious passionate about him, he doesn't always have the staying power. Yeah. But underneath, we've got lessons being learned, closing out a challenging cycle and having a new beginning. And I feel like the new beginning is happening now, where you're starting to look at, oh my, look at that. Maybe we could have a future together. And that's why we're opening with a King of Pentacles, because that's the masculine archetype of a life partner. And if we are choosing them, and we're all being, in that energy right now of what are we building up to, there it goes. You're building for the future. And it does take time. And the saying, the watch pot that never boils, really isn't true. It does. You just kind of have to let yourself look away and not be preoccupied waiting for the little sprout to pop through the ground. Does that make sense? I feel it's all there. It's all there, and it's all unfolding. And when we get to this offer, we have the Two of Pentacles. And I do feel like the Two of Pentacles is probably good, because sometimes it's indecision. So it could be a little of that. But most of the time it's about assessing realities on the ground. What are we really dealing with? Right? And sometimes we like to give ourselves the time to go, well, if A, then B. Oh, wait, but what about C? Okay, where does that, do you see what I'm saying? Like, it can be a little bit of logistics when you see the Two of Pentacles, and a little bit of stalling for time. And it may be that you get this offer comes in, and it kind of comes in full force. And you may be a little off guard about it, like caught off guard. And so you're kind of like, wait a minute, we are going from one very different energy of this connection all the way to like, let's do life together. Especially if your person sort of comes through in an air of, well, yeah, I mean, why am I raging against the machine? What, maybe I've been afraid of getting hurt, or maybe this has happened, or maybe that has happened, but now I'm just surrendering to it. And sometimes we hear that as, well, you're my best choice now. We take it the wrong way. So it could be that you stall for time a little bit as this big offer comes in. Could be in, just a gesture to make things more committed, more permanent. Could be an offer for something, moving in together, moving from one country to another. This isn't a card about moving, but I'm talking about whatever it is that's the next big step to progress, Chariot twice, this relationship. And then you may be like, oh, okay. Because think about it. If somebody was like, well, I think we should, if we're going to do this, we should do it. Let's just move in together. I would go right here. Okay. No lie. I would go right here. I'd be like, oh, that's amazing. Okay. Well, what are the logistics of that? And it'd be like, what? So that's the energy I'm feeling. Now, for the connection, you got to look at the Five of Cups from the past. Knight of Cups. Eight of Wands. Hermit. Oh my, I'm going to pull for the Seven of Pentacles to the King of Wands. Three of Pentacles. Temperance. Eight of Pentacles. Beautiful. So, I think something happened here in the past that you both have a regret about. You have a little bit of a regret. I'm not thinking it was a huge mistake, but something that brought you both a sense of, what's happening here? The Three Cups are knocked over. Can we even reconcile it? Well, by the way, the Two of Cups is right behind you, bolt upright. The whole time it was there. It was there. But what I'm seeing in the message is we've got the Knight of Cups with the Eight of Wands. And the Knight of Cups is feeling to me like it's reversed, that it was conversations didn't have the emotional vulnerability that was really needed to kind of, settle the situation. The Knight of Cups can often, in his upright, be very effusive with feelings, very romantic, very, lots of gestures that sort of say, here's my heart on a silver platter, or do with it what you will. But in a reversed energy, not so much, more withholding of feelings and not coming across right in the communication. And underneath was the Hermit. And it feels to me like on some level there was an emotional retreat in your communication. And that is what's been unfolding. And so you arrive here now at this Seven of Pentacles, which is talking about plant those seeds of intention. We got that new moon in Libra, the new moon for love and relationships and money. Okay, so go ahead and bury some seeds of intention for what you want to see going forward. But and then you have to be patient as it evolves, right? And that's what the problem is here, is it's gonna evolve right quick. And then you're gonna be like, wait a minute, Laura said it might take some time. This took no time. But I feel like because you are being patient, because you are allowing things to unfold organically, you're able to make it through this. You might have some regrets. One of you might have a regret and the other might have the sorrow, the despair for the lack of emotional connection in terms of your communication. It just didn't happen. Someone kind of retreated into themselves and carried their feelings. You could have both done it, actually. You could have both had that same experience where real feelings were being sort of, were playing hide and seek instead of being explored in communication. You're getting past that. And what I see for the connection now is what's growing is you're restructuring the foundation. You're going back in now more on the same page, kind of getting there at the same time. Three of Pentacles, cooperation, co-creation, a little more collaborative with each other about what you're building, the beginnings of your investment in the connection, where in the past there might have been an issue around mutual given, the reciprocity, which is also talking about being invested. Well, here you go. We're rebuilding it to some degree. And here's more patience in the Temperance card, because Temperance is talking to you about go with the flow. Like, don't be so insistent, cool your jets here. It's about self-control. It's about restraint. It's about an energy that says it's all going to work out in time. All the energies are going to balance in time. So just be cooperative about it right now. It'll work itself out. You'll work through it. And then what happens is this person kind of shapeshifts. And in that moment where they're contemplating, anticipating the end of a difficult or painful cycle, they're also building up the momentum. They have the Ace of Wands underneath. They have the Chariot underneath. And then it's like in their conscious awareness, they just surrender. They come down off that hangman's post and they go. And that's what you're going to see. And then you're going to do the, what? I thought I was going to have more time. It might just throw you off a peg, but that's why, right? Great worry over nothing, plenty of material things, good fortune. And when I say material, it doesn't have to be like, jewels and trinkets and that kind of stuff, but the trappings of a relationship where you're pulling your lives together. That's sort of how I'm perceiving it, right? All those little material signs that we are now a couple. We are doing life, you know? And plenty of it available to you. So that's what I have for here. In the extended, what I'm going to do is look at you when I pull the two of you together. I know for the relationship I have something here, but what I'm talking about is when you're together, not in separation, right? What will it look like if you are in separation in terms of what works for you, what works against you, what your opportunities are, right? Because you can maybe then come down out of this wait and, I don't know, this stalling for time kind of energy. Maybe if you see that, it'll bring you a sense of calm. I will get a message to you from this person. What do they want to say to you? I will pull a card that shows you what energy they're picking up from you at 5D. I'll get a message from Spirit. What comes through for that, and then how things might unfold going forward. So the links to that are below. Remember, link 1 is the monthly membership, link 2 is the one-time purchase, and that's below. If you enjoy my reading, my style, the messages that I bring forward to you as best as I can from my heart, and you haven't yet done so, please do help a girl out. Subscribe below. It doesn't cost a thing, but it does great things for my channel. If you have a hype left, I know it's Sunday. Give me a like and hype the video. It has been making a huge difference as well. Bigger than I expected it to make. So I want to thank you for those of you who are very aware of your hypes and have been coming in the comments saying, hyped! I get so excited when I see that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, let me give you the astrology that showed up. King of Pentacles is Taurus. We have the Lovers, as I said, is Gemini. Chariot comes out twice here. Cancerian energy. The Hanged Man is Neptune. Neptune rules Pisces. We've got the Knight of Wands is Sagittarian energy. The World card is Saturn, Aquarius, and Capricorn. Then we've got the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is more Pisces. We've got some Virgo in the Hermit. More Sagittarian energy in Temperance, and of course Leo in the King of Wands. So that's the energy I've got for you. You know your tea leaf reading. Something's happening here, Gem. I don't know what it is, but it feels good to me. I'm headed to the extended. I'll see you there in a second. Bye for now.